Flora Fields, and this is Winston My Worm. And today we're going to see that the good news of Jesus Christ is for all people to hear. So why don't you come and join me and we'll dig a little deeper.
Flora Fields likes plants and flowers. In her garden she spends her hours with her little friend Winston the Worm, who helps the plants grow when he wriggles and squirms. So come and plant a seed, see what it yields. Let's go into the garden with Flora Fields.
Oh, these need a water. They don't. This one can have a water. Oh, they're a bit hard to reach. I won't bother with those ones. You, however, you're gorgeous. You can have a bit of water. There you go. What do you think, Winston? Yep. And you can too. And definitely my strawberry plants. Let's go and water my strawberry plants over here. There we go. I won't bother with the rest because, well, let's face it, they're a bit past it. Oh, do you think, Winston? I mean, some of them were a bit hard to reach and some, well, they just looked a bit past it. Let's ask the kids. Kids, Winston thinks I should be watering all my plants, but, well, let's face it, some were a bit past it and others were really hard to reach or others looked fine, so I just thought they'd be okay. Well, in today's true Bible story, Paul shows us that the good news about Jesus is for all people. So why don't you pause the video now and go and read the passage with your grown-ups. So how was that? Did you enjoy reading it together and thinking through the questions? It's good, isn't it, to look at the Bible? And Paul is so busy, isn't he? He's been moving around lots, and today we see that he's moved to Athens. And here he is, telling more people about who Jesus is. Come with me and have a look, and let's explore a bit more about what Paul says. So, Paul had left his friends and gone on to Athens. Athens was a place that was full of false gods and people who talked about all sorts of things. But because of this, Paul tried to tell people in the synagogue and in the market who Jesus really was instead. You see, people built temples and statues and offered things to God. Whereas Paul said, that's not the real God. The real God is the one who made the world. He created all things, and he is the one who gives us everything we need. He is in control of the world. There is nothing you can offer to God. You see, because the people in Athens didn't really know what God was like, they didn't really know how to treat him. But Paul told them something amazing. He told them that God was willing to forgive them, but they needed to stop worshipping their false gods. And they needed to start treating God in the right way, because one day he will judge the world, and he has already chosen Jesus to be that judge. And we know that because he raised Jesus from the dead, Jesus is the new ruler of the world, and he deserves to be treated in the right way as our king. So Paul has been telling people that they need to live with Jesus as their king. And this gets lots of different reactions, yeah. Imagine if I told you that school was back on tomorrow. How would you feel? How would you react? Yeah, me too. Or what about if the government said that you could go out and have a beach day and take a picnic and gather all your friends and have a good time for one day? How would you react? How would you feel? Yeah, we'd be pretty excited about that. We love the beach. Well, from Paul's message, there are lots of different reactions. Some people heard and believed and trusted in Jesus, while others thought Paul was just babbling and didn't believe. There are lots of different reactions to Paul's message. And that's a bit like us, around with lots of different people that we interact with. Some people will hear the message and believe, and some people will hear the message and not believe. But like Paul, The good news about Jesus is for all people. And just because people look like they're fine or have something else that they believe in, doesn't mean we shouldn't share the good news of Jesus with them. And maybe you could take some time now to think through some people, some friends of yours that you could think and pray for to share the message of Jesus with. Like you've been thinking through who you can share the news about Jesus with, there are other people who have gone to other parts of the world to share the news of Jesus. And we're going to hear from them right now.
Hello, Flora Fields, and hello, everyone.
We're the Walkers. I'm Lucy. I'm Emilio. And I'm Maya. Hello. If you don't know where we live, you're up here and then we're all the way down here. And in a place called Argentina, in a city called Mendoza.
That's right, Emilio. We're in Argentina, in Mendoza, and we're here to tell people the gospel, the wonderful news about Jesus, just like the people you've been learning about in your story today. But at the moment, we're in lockdown just like you. And in actual fact, our lives look very similar to yours. So Maya, what have you been doing this morning?
We've been doing homeschool, and Emilio and Lucy have been doing phonics. And we've been doing it in Spanish. We also do a bit in English, but normally we forget and do it, and because that's just English. But we do our real schoolwork in Spanish.
And can you say any words in Spanish, Maya?
Well, hello in Spanish is hola, and bye-bye in Spanish is ciao.
Right. Well, before we say ciao, here's our cat, Mimosa. We thought she was a girl until the other day when we found out that he was actually a boy. Anyway, can you just tell me why you're all wearing hats?
Because it's autumn here, and while you're going into spring, we're going into the very, very cold winter.
That's
and we're
right.
hoping that it will be snowing, and we can make snowmen.
Yeah. So these are all our lovely autumn leaves on the floor. It's very, very cold inside our house, but fortunately we have lovely sunshine outside. If I can give you a little bit of a show up, we have lovely blue sky, and look, this is an olive tree here, which we're very, very blessed to have a garden, because we've been in lockdown for 7 weeks and the children haven't been allowed out in the streets. We're not even allowed out to a park. So we're praying for you in your lockdown. Please would you carry on praying for us in ours. And very nice to speak to you all. Lots of love. Ciao!
Isn't it great that we can share the good news of Jesus with people right here where we live or around the rest of the world? Isn't that great? Well, do you remember? I thought I should only water some of my plants, and some were a bit hard to reach, or they looked fine, so I didn't bother. Okay, Winston, yes, you were right. I should have been watering all my plants in my garden. And that's a bit like what Paul teaches us today. He tells us that the good news about Jesus is for all people, all around the world, whatever they believe or think, or wherever they've grown up. And we can do that where we live. And we can think about the people who do that elsewhere in the world. We've got some activity sheets for you to do. So why don't you get your grown-up to find them for you, and you fill those in. And if you like, get your grown-up to share them with us on social media with the hashtag CCL Still Together. And we would love to see what you've been up to at home. See you next time.